Hello YouTubers, this is cessnaace, back again with another video. This is a new comic arrivals video. This should be for week 6 unless I've lost track. Now, as I did last week, I'm going to start this week with 2 digests from Archie. The 2 that I showed last week I've already finished reading. This is Archie and Me Jumbo Comics Digest number 21. This is published 12 times a year. And as I believe I stated last week, all of their digests contain 1 and sometimes 2 never before seen new stories. Everything else is a reprint. Now this is B&V Friends Jumbo Comics Digest number 274. This one is published 10 times a year, as are most of their digests. So far, all of the stories I've read in this one take place in October. Imagine that. And that's all I need to say about that. Because I don't want this video to go on forever like last week's video did. Alright, last week I believe I showed a first printing of issue 2 of this series. This is a second printing of issue 1. This is Absolute Carnage Scream, number 1. And they helpfully put second printing right there. Although, it's also indicated on the invoice I have here. Alright, I've shown in the past issue 1 of this series from Alterna Comics. This is a 3-issue limited series. This is issue 2 of the adventures of Mr. Crypt and Baron Rat. And Baron Rat. I'm not sure I enunciated properly. A company that publishes, well, at least budget-priced comics. But as I've mentioned in the past, one of the things they don't do to save money is publish in black and white and skip hiring a colorist. However, they do not print on glossy paper. I want to play as the racing car. So what I used to always say as a kid playing Monopoly. Now, many of their comics are thin. This one is about 16 pages. However, they also publish giants, and I have one coming. Alright, this is from Action Lab. In the past, I showed issue 1. This is issue 2 of Adventure Finders, The Edge of Empire. This is chapter 2, The Wounded Beast. Alright, I can't start reading this series until I get the first 3 issues because my subscription started, or I started pre-order wise, with issue 4. This is Albert Einstein, Time Mason. And the cover pays homage to a poster for a Clint Eastwood movie, A Fistful of Dollars, in fact. Fistful of Physics. In the 70s, there were a number of anthology comedy movies, such as Tunnel Vision, which I don't have, The Boob Tube, which I do have on DVD, and the Kentucky Fried Movie, which I have on VHS. That one was directed by John Landis, I believe. Anyway, in the Kentucky Fried Movie, one of the segments was a parody of Bruce Lee movies, and it was called A Fistful of Yen. Hilarious, and probably the funniest bit in the whole movie. and probably the longest segment in the whole movie. He later on would do another parody, well, another anthology comedy movie, Amazon Women on the Moon, which I believe I have on Laserdisc. Anyway, this one I've read. This is issue 3 of Aliens Rescue from Dark Horse Comics. This is the main cover. This is the Mac Chatter variant cover. Okay, this is a, well, it's a prelude, it says on the cover, to a series, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Hellmouth. This is issue 5 of Angel, and it's the main cover. I pretty much am certain of that because what I've noticed at Things from Another World, all of the covers, main covers for this series, have that same design element. By the way, their new site is going strong, and one of the things they fixed is that used to be when you clicked on a comic, you could enlarge, theoretically, the cover, but what it always did for me was shrink it and put it out of focus and squeeze it. Now that is fixed, and in fact you can hover over it with your icon and make it even larger, or wherever you want on the cover. Okay, this is a variant cover. Panosian was the artist who did the main cover. This is the B cover, the Matthews Connecting variant. Okay, this one. I got an email from Things from Another World that my pre-order copy was damaged and unsellable. So they refunded me the money for it. So I went to Archie's site and ordered it directly from them for 99 cents. And you know what? It arrived damaged. This is Archie 55, number 1. I tend to go for covers that have a movie theme or tie-in. That's where the damage is, right on the top, along the edge. However, I know something funny. I received this from Things from Another World in my pre-order shipment. Different cover, but it's issue 1. And it's not damaged. Now, in a previous video, I showed issues 5 and 6 of this series, but I wanted the entire series, so I went to Archie and I ordered the entire 6-issue series. I went through, most of them had multiple covers available as an option. A few only have one left. Anyway, this is Archie meets Batman 66, number 1. I do remember that this one had multiple covers available, and this was the one I liked the most, so this is the one that I ordered. Only 99 cents and not damaged. This is issue 2. Three. 4. Holy heartbreak. Okay, this one I showed two cover variations. I made sure to order a cover variation I didn't already have for issue 5. And even though I have issue 6, I went ahead and ordered another copy of issue 6, and I had a momentary lapse of memory and ordered a copy of the same cover that I already had. This is a 6-issue series, so this is the last issue. And now I can read it because I have every issue. Alright, this is Archie versus Predator 2, number 2. This is a 5-issue loaded series. And let's see here. This is cover D by Isaacs. This is cover E, Smallwood. Okay, this next one is from AfterShock. It is issue 2 of Bad Reception. All right. This is from Action Lab Danger Zone. Danger Zone being the imprint that they use on mature readers' titles. This is the B cover. Doesn't say that on the cover, but it does say that in the invoice, and it does say on the cover limited variant. And anyway, this is issue 4 of Banjax. Let's see here. Alves, A-L-V-E-S is the artist. I always list the artists at Patreon/cessnaace in my post there for everything, even if I have to dig for it. Link to Patreon/cessnaace in the description box, as well as a link to last night's post, which took me all week to do. Alright, this is issue 4 from Dynamite of Betty Page Unbound. Now, as I've mentioned in the past, Betty Page was a pinup model in the 50s. I actually prefer the covers that are photo covers of Betty Page, but this is the best cover that I could find. Now, the Unbound series is actually volume 3 in the Betty Page series from Dynamite. Let's see. This is cover A by Royal. Okay, this is from Dark Horse Comics, issue 12 of Black Hammer, Age of Doom. This is cover A, or the main cover. Actually, that was the main cover. This is the Paul Pope variant cover. Alright, this is Blade Runner 2019, number 3 from Titan. This is, I just looked at it. This is cover B by Mead. This is cover C by somebody who I can't pronounce. Alright. I thought I would order two copies of this issue because our youngest daughter, she's 20, loves samurais. So I thought I would try this series out from Action Lab, rated T, which I assume means for teens. Anyway, she does like this series, so I'm going to have to keep that in my mind. This is issue 2 of Cold Blood Samurai. I only paid $1 a piece for this issue, for my copy and her copy. However, this is a much more recent issue, so I only got one because I had to pay full price. This is issue 5. Okay, from Archie. This is, I don't think, cover, you know what? I know it's not the only cover variation for this particular title. However, I didn't buy it from Things from Another World. I bought it from Archie for $1. This is Cosmo #1. May say only $2.99 on the cover, but I only paid $1. And now they have another Cosmo series, which I don't remember off the top of my head what the full title is, but I have subscribed to it. This is issue 2. Alright, this is issue 8 of Criminal from Image. Alright, this is from the second series of Critical Role. This is issue 3 of Vox Machina Origins. And remember last week I said that there was another publisher of Disney-related comics, but I couldn't think of who they were. I could remember, well, there's Marvel, of course, but IDW has a deal with them, and so does Titan. But I couldn't remember the other one. Well, Dark Horse Comics is the other one. This is Disney Frozen, The Hero Within, Part 3. Alright, as the name would imply, this has a cover price of $1, although after my discount it was 80 cents. This is Dollar Comics Crisis on Infinite Earth #1 from DC. Now Marvel has its own line of comics that have a cover price of $1 called True Believers. Right, this is from American Mythology, one of my favorite publishers, and this one is marked mature. This is the main cover, An Eternal Thirst of Dracula, Book 2, #1. Alright, I don't think, yeah, okay. This is the main cover from Dark Horse Comics, issue 1 of Ether, The Disappearance of Violet Bell. However, this is a variant cover by Paul Aceta, A-Z-A-C-E-T-A. I'm going to flip over to the second page of the invoice. This in the box as a divider, and then I'm going to put some of these that I've shown you back in the box in front of the price guide. Because that stack was getting a little, don't mess with me, getting a little tall. My daughter has suggested that she edit my videos to trim out all of the unnecessary bits, but she wants to be paid for it, and I don't have extra money. I wonder why that is. Alright, from Boom Studios, issue 6 of Fatherless. That was cover A by Pope. This is cover B, Erotica Lotte variant. I'm going to have to decide whether to show the cover or not, but it comes with a another cover, a bland cover, so that you don't offend any patrons you don't want to offend, I guess. I need to look at it again to make sure, or to see if I should show it or not. No, I can't show that. The NIPPLES are way too prominently featured. Okay, from Dark Horse Comics, this is issue 9 of Fight Club 3. That was the main cover. This is the Steve Morris variant cover. Some erotic covers I will show, but some I will not. Okay, from Boom Studios, this is issue 9 of Firefly. Alright, that was the main cover by Garbett. This is the B cover by, which is the pre-order variant from Quinones, Quinones. I should have filed everything in the correct order. Okay, this is from Abstract Studios. This is issue 4 of 5 years. Okay, this was the next one in line that I was showing in last week's new arrivals, but I only got through partway through the G's last time. There were over 100 that were in this order, so what I did was when new things came in, I integrated them in That's what I didn't show from last week. Anyway, this is from Action Lab Danger Zone, rated T+. Issue 1 of Going to the Chapel. And as I know, this series has multiple covers. It's not from this order, but this is one of the covers. Okay, this is something I couldn't believe they still had in stock at Things from Another World. It was only $1. This is a tie-in between DC and Hanna-Barbera. Green Lantern, Huckleberry Hound. Okay, Zenescope, publisher who loves variant covers. I wonder, this wasn't in this order either. Alright, this is Grimm Fairy Tales, issue 26. And this has to be at least volume 2, because I have a lot of issues of volume 1. And the numbers on the issues are much higher than this. Volume 2. Sure enough. I don't know how this happened. I have OCD. I usually don't let that stay like that. This Things from Another World sticker is was on sideways. Now it's not. Stay. Alright, this is Grim Tales of Terror presents The Bridgewater Triangle, number 1. Did I say from Zenescope? Well, I always say Grim Fairy Tales presents, it would be. One cover, another cover, the same issue. All right, this is, okay, this one is on this invoice. This is Harold, Lovecraft and Tesla, number 1. Bundles of Joy. Goes there. And now that was issue 1. This is issue 2. Okay. I believe I paid $1 a piece for several of these. This is Hit Girl from Image, number 4. And number 4. Maybe they weren't $1 a piece, I don't remember. And number 5. And number 6. They had to have been at a reduced price because I wouldn't have this many issues if they were just pre-orders. We jump to issue 11, and that confirms it. And number 11 with a different cover. If you definitely want or need to see the name of the artist for each cover that I'm showing you, Patreon/cessnaace, because I go through a lot of trouble to list all that information. Okay, this is something I got from IDW. I'm trying to catch up on this series, but I am way behind, and they don't have every issue in stock. This is from Yoe Comics, which is an imprint of IDW. Haunted Horror, number 14. This series reprints horror comics of the 50s, not published by EC. Everyone was publishing horror comics until the Comics Code Authority was created due to the, I'll go into that, hysteria. But they have the same kind of twist endings that EC horror comics, like The Vault of Horror, The Tales from the Crypt, and that sort of thing had. Okay, that was 14. And 15. Maybe if I put that there on the keyboard, it won't be heavy enough to push any buttons. Alright, this is from Alterna Comics, cover price 99 cents. Great for people who love comics. This is ICYMI, part 3 of 4, but it's issue 7 of the series overall. Okay, we go from issue 7 to issue 9, featuring Baron Rat and the Great Cheese Caper. Kind of sneak a peek at the running time. Okay, this one I know has multiple covers. This is from Oni Press, O-N-I. Issue 47 of Invader Zim. And issue 47. Different cover. Okay, from Aardvark-Vanaheim. This is the Iron Man Manticore, number 1. Okay. Now, I didn't know how to list this because, or where to list it, where to file it. I decided on filing it under I, even though it's listed on the site, the Things from Another World site, as HG, the Island of Dr. Moreau. But as you can see on this cover, it doesn't have anything, doesn't mention H.G. Wells at all. IDW issue number 1. However, I could check the indices. Wouldn't the singular of indices be indicia? I'm not, don't ask me. It just says the Island of Dr. Moreau. First printing. Okay, from Alterna Comics with a cover price of $1.99. It came out on Wednesday. Issue 8. And finally, I have the last issue of this series, Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal, issue 12. And Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, issue 1. Both of these are from Archaia, which is an imprint of Boom Studios. This is also a series on Netflix. No, Amazon, Netflix. One of the two. We have both, and I don't remember which. It's on. This is a trade paperback, but it's not one of the two that I received this week. It's one of the ones I received last week. This is one I received from Archie Comics, because as I was ordering comics from their 99-cent section, they kept saying, add this one for $4.99, and then I would buy more. I would add more 99-cent comics to my shopping cart, and it would go down, and it would go down, and it would go down, and finally it got down to about $1.99 or so, and I finally decided to get it. This is Josie and the Pussycats, Volume 1. Okay, this is from Archie Comics, issue 4 of Jughead's Time Police. And yes, I am reading this series. I have read the previous issues. Same issue, different cover. Okay, this is from Action Lab, issue 3. I bought this to show my daughter, and I don't think I ever did, because she's a big Sherlock Holmes fan. Actually, I did think I did. No, I don't think she liked it. Anyway, Kid Sherlock. Okay, I finally have gotten to 2 comics that I received from IndyPlanet some time ago. By accident, they sent me someone else's order. Someone in Eastern Europe. I have no interest in this series, but I got an email from IndyPlanet. They thanked me for letting them know all the particulars, as I let them know the order number that they were filling, even though it wasn't my order, and the person who the order was for, and their address. And they said they've got their comics, so don't worry about sending us those. So I'm not interested in these comics because, well, I'm a heterosexual male, and these are for homosexual males. This is Chapter 6 of Long Exposure. And Chapter 7. Okay, this is from DC Comics, issue 251 of Looney Tunes. I keep fearing that they're going to cancel this series, but I hope they don't ever go that route, because I know DC has been canceling a lot of titles lately, but I actually don't know how well this series sells, but I've been into Looney Tunes comics since I was a kid, and they were being published by Western Publishing under the Gold Key and Whitman imprints. Let's see, I'm up to 41 minutes, so I better hurry up and wrap up soon. This is from Boombox, which is another imprint of Boom Studios, as well as Kaboom. They have a lot of imprints. This is issue 66 of Lumberjanes. And this is issue 66 of Lumberjanes with a different cover. From Vault Comics, issue 2 of Mall. From Marvel, this is a facsimile edition. I don't remember when this was originally published, but it's Marvel Spotlight on the Son of Satan. That's Marvel Spotlight number 12 on the Son of Satan. I have one of these Marvel Spotlights somewhere that has, it's a facsimile, and well, it's a facsimile. I don't remember if it's Marvel Spotlight now, but it was from Marvel, I believe. And instead of $3.99, it says 399 cents. Alright, this is issue 2 from Alterna Comics of Midnight Mystery. City of Ghosts. Alright, from Boom Studios, issue 43 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was the A cover by Campbell. This is the foil Monty's variant. Alright, this is from Marvel, issue 47 of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Oops. I am going to have to end soon. Okay, this series I subscribe to for our eldest daughter. She's big into My Little Pony. This is issue 82, cover B of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I ordered 3 covers, and I allowed her to choose which cover she wanted. This is the dealer incentive cover. Should I do another one? I'll do one more. No, two more. This is issue 1 from Zenescope of Mystere. And this is also issue 1. I am going to stop there. So, we next hit the O's, although I still had 42 left over from last week that I integrated the new comics into, and I received over 100 more. So this box originally contained 125, and I have another box that has 44 in it. So I still have a lot to get to. And the next pre-order fulfillment shipment, which goes out on the 9th, this one contained 102 items, costing a total of $372.92. The one that ships out in 3 days costs $570 something. All right. Until next time, stay awesome.